Good morning, students. Today we are going discussing about warran casting plan. This plan has to eradicate the corruption activities in the administration period. So warran casting plan occurring Diwani rights by the company. Civil Clive organized on exploitation from Madras and captured Calcutta in 1757 and defeated Nawab Siraj Abdullah in the Battle of Plassey in 1757. After the battle in Plassey, they are captured in the Calcutta. Okay, the company installed Mir Jafar as Nawab and later Mir Qasim and again Mir Jafar in 1763. Nawab was only a figurehead as the real power was in the hands of the company. So anyway, different other members are handled the company activities, but real power has only in the Nawab. The company could not acquire sovereignty over any territory and it must vest in the crown as per the doctrine of English constitutional law. So the company has not acquired any sovereignty over any territory. It must grown as per the doctrine. So it company activities under the as per the instructions of the grown and they are following the English constitutional law. So after the battle of Buxar, company got the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa in 1765. So like that in the Plassey, like that in the battle of the Buxar only company got the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa in 1765. So by a Firman Shah Alam, nominal Mughal ruler entrusted the company with the functions to maintain the law and order and collect the land revenue. So these people, Firman Shah Alam, nominal Mughal ruler, entrusted the company with the functions to maintain the law and order and collected the land revenue. These people only collected the revenue. Okay, the Clive agreed to pay revenue of rupees 20 lakhs a year and Bengal tributes of rupees 26 lakhs per annum. So they will agreed and the Clive agreed also 28 lakhs paid in revenue per year and Bengal tributes rupees 26 per annum. So this is the acquiring Diwani rights by the company. So next one is Diwani system. So during the Mughal period, Mughal rule, there existed two departments. This period have two departments. One is Nizamat and Diwani. So Nizamat was under Nawab or Nizam. So Diwani was under the control of the Diwan. So those two persons are interrelated, they are dependent each other. Okay, the granting of Diwan right to the company left the Nawab with the powers to administer criminal justice and maintain military. Okay, the company wanted to make the Nawab completely powerless by depriving him of his power to maintain the army. So the Nawab handed over his rights to maintain army to the company in exchange of rupees 50 lakh. 50 lakh of rupees as annual grant for its maintenance. So after the Diwani granting the Diwani right to the company left the Nawab with the powers to administer criminal justice. They are maintaining the company because they are hand over to the military because they have some illegal activities arising in the company. That's why they are hand over the company to the military. Then that military has framing the rules and regulations for the company. But anyway, that Nawab was hand over the company to the military for the exchange of rupees 53 lakhs. For then that grant used for their maintenance. Okay. Then execution of power of Diwani. The dual system proved ruinous. No one felt any responsibility for the welfare of the people. So the execution of power of Diwani, after that execution of power, no one responsibility for the welfare of the people. Okay, the widespread corruption, bribery, misery and oppression fell or revenue. There is no more illegal activities or underground activities or occurrence in the period. So in 1767, Lord Clive left in India. So after that, Lord Clive also left the India. So the director suspected foul play on the part of the Indian officers. So after Clive left in India, the director suspected the Indian officers because there are many more illegal activities are occurrence like corruption, bribery, misery like that. Okay, so 1771 they declared a resolution to stand forth as Diwan, an agency of the company servant, to take upon themselves the entire care and management to the revenue. So after that, the left of the Clive in India, after that the Diwani agency of the company servants. Servants are take care of the management activities and their collection of the revenue. So those members are taken responsibility for the management. So for that purpose, they choose warran casting and transferred him from Madras to the court of Bengal. So that purpose only their warran casting and transferred him from Madras to court of Bengal, because they are maintaining for the single responsibility, that management servant responsibility. Okay. So the entire work of warran castings can be studied in the following headings: Warran Castings Plan 1772, Warran Castings New Plan 1774, reorganization of Adalat in 1780. So these are the plans take over the warran castings. So warran castings wanted to remove corruption from the administration of justice and prepared a judicial plan on August 15, 1772. So he was implemented the new plan for the eradication of the corruption activities in their administration. So warran castings plan of 1772. Under this plan, whole Bengal, Bihar and Orissa were divided into districts. The total area was divided in the name of districts. The district was selected the unit for the collection of revenue and for the administration of civil and criminal justice. So in each district an English officer called collector was appointed. So every district has appointed in the collector that and also English officer also collected appointed. Okay, so under this plan, whole Bengal, Bihar, there are that area was divided into two districts. That districts has responsible for the collection of revenue and administration of the civil and criminal cases, justice. Okay, so each district also appointed as a collector. Okay. So next one is civil justice. This plan established Mafisal Diwani Adalat in each district. Collector was the presiding authority over the court. This court was empowered to decide all cases dealing with property, caste, marriage, inheritance, contract partnership and rent, etc. All those things dealing with from the civil justice. Okay. So its decision was final for all suits up to the valuation of rupees 500. So these cases dealing in the valuation of rupees 500. The cases relating to natives were to be decided according to the Hindu law for Hindus and as per the Muslim law for Muslims. Those cases are dealing according to their Hindu laws or Muslim laws. So the collector being an Englishman, the collector was an Englishman, he was assisted by the native law officers. Some law officers are assisted to the collectors. That fellows called Qazis and Bandits held its sittings in twice a week. So they are together in a week, twice in a week and dealing their cases. Next one is Satar Diwani Adalat. Calcutta was to hear appeals from all Mofisal Diwani Adalat where the value of the suit was more than rupees 500. If any cases going beyond that 500 rupees value, that cases was forwarded to the Satar the Diwani Adalat court. Okay, so it comprised governor as its president and at least 2 members of the council. These number of members are dealing with the court cases in Satar Diwani Adalat. So besides the head farmer of the Barganas had authority to decide petty disputes up to the value of rupees 10. But in any cases arises from the Barganas, that Pargana cases decided or resolution for the resolution for the petty cases as decided that cases dealing with up to rupees 10 value. Okay, next one is criminal justice. In each district, Fauzdari Adalat was established to try serious offences. So the Fauzdari Adalat was established to clear the serious offences cases like murder, robbery, theft, fraud, perjury, like that. Okay, so the collector was the presiding authority. He was only presiding authority. The court was assisted by Kasi or Mufti and 2 Maulvis who were expound the law and hold trials for criminal cases. Okay, those people are dealing the cases and they are collecting the evidence and interpreting and explanation for the case activities. A superior court called Satar Nizamat Adalat was established at Calcutta to hear criminal appeals. So the superior court called Satar Nizamat Adalat was established at the Calcutta to clear or hear the criminal appeals. Okay, it was presided by an Indian judge known as Daroga Adalat, who was to be assisted by Chief Kasi, a Chief Mufti and 3 Maulvis. It enjoyed the power to revise the orders passed by the Mufizil Adalat. In case of death sentence, the death warrant was required to be signed by the Nawab of Bengal, and he was the head of the Nizamat Adalat, because if Nawab has only a full authority for the administration and he gave only a supervising authority. So that the Nawab only given a death warrant for the cases. Okay, next one is merits of the Warren Hastings plan. It safeguarded the personal law of Hindus and the Muslim law, because the people are following the norms or rules and regulations according to their laws only. So okay, related to Quran and laws of Shastras. By making districts unit of administration of justice, it is no longer necessary for them. Okay, so by making districts units of administration no longer necessary for them to cover long distance or for reaching the courts. So that divisions will very useful for the administration setup and providing the justice to the people in short term period. Okay, so it avoid for the long duration of the cases dealing. Next one is functions of Diwani, Fauzdari Adalat were clearly defined. So what are the functions of Diwani and Fauzdari Adalat were clearly defined in the period. So though the judges of the Adalat were Englishmen, they were assisted by the native law officers well versed in Indian law. So the judges of Adalat, Englishmen are appointed as judges. Sometimes they were assisted native law officers. Some local officers are assisted to them. So local people are getting some kind of positions in the law manner. Okay, next one is instead of taking commission from the litigant, a court fee was to be deposited in the government treasury. This put an end to judge taking personal interest in some cases, so corruption ended. So people are those who are dealing the cases, that persons are paid the court fee was directly deposited in the government treasury. That's why that corruption activities will be less, because the Warren Hastings main motive was the corruption eradication. So that's why the administration setup will change. The people are paid directly in the government treasury the board judge taking personal interest in some cases. That time that government directly payment was avoided to the some personal interest of cases. Okay, so that's why corruption was ended in the period. So what are the demerits of the plan? The collector was overburdened with heavy work as an administrator. He was overburdened because they are revenue collector and a civil judge, all those things will be included. That's why we hear that people are overburdened. Based on erroneous assumptions of castings, that the Indian population consisted of only Hindus and Muslims, because in the Indian society and the Hindu people are majority, so the only Hindu and Muslim laws were followed related to the people law in the Quran or Shastra. So that's why that two laws are maintained. So there is no provision for the other communities. Okay, the absence of adequate means of communication made it impossible for the Satar Adalat to keep constant watch on working of collectors. So there is no proper communication, insufficient communications are in this period. That's why the Sadar Atala do not keep constant watch on working of collectors, because the insufficient facilities. So there is no proper communications and proper monitoring not available in the period. So as judges being Englishmen, even the judges are Englishmen, but anyway the native officers who will assist to them, sometimes the native officers are misinterpreted the provisions of the Quran and Shastras for their personal interest, because they are well known about the laws, but did not understand the Englishman. That's why the assisted persons sometimes misinterpreted the provisions for their personal interest. That will be leads a bias oriented justice of the persons. If any activities, they will lead a activities. So this is the warran castings plan and what kind of activities they do. Thank you so much, students. If you have any queries, kindly ask me. Thank you.